Let's see, I got everybody. The live chat up. Okay. I'm gonna put that up later. I'm not even worried about that right now. Oh my lord. Hey, magical girl. Let's see. We'll see who else is coming in. That's hump thing. I hate this hump thing. Hey, son. Waiting on a plan. I contacted them this morning, and I guess some Joe dude is watching Kane's fleet, so I'm waiting on a plan. Heading me back home. We're getting everything off at home, and then I'll work on after I come off home time how we're working out their truck and getting it to the place where they can get their stuff. Oh, let's see here. But thank you. It's not your fault that they crazy. It's not your fault, and you are lease purchase, so your experience, JJ, is different from mine. Uh, but this is not for drivers, in my opinion, who got tenure. For new people, they're probably great, and for people who've had issues, they're probably good. Who all done come in? Hey, Joyce, Magical Girl in here. Chicago BBW, what's up? Got in here late. I put a little notification I was gonna be doing it. I'm trying to think what else. Danielle's with her new place. I haven't talked to her today. I know she was supposed to have a load going, I think down to Louisiana and then somewhere else. She's here in Dallas is the place that she's working for. Micheline, what's up, mama? Oh, let's see who else is in here. Joyce is in here. Okay. And Kwasi, what's up? Kwasi, are you in West Africa right now? Tamika, what's up? Welcome to the channel. Tamika Hamilton, welcome, baby. Oh, I bet you that's pretty. Cape Coast, that's South Africa. Is that South Africa? Now I do know for us, for my family, my Grumpy, my father's side, his mother's father or grandmother, grandfather, the slave, either the father or the grandfather, the slave that came over. We're from our that line was an Ethiopian slave, so I do know that they came from Ethiopia. I'm eventually gonna do the little the spit where you find out where you're from, and I'm gonna do it through not 24andMe. I'm doing it from the one who does the ancestry.com. That's the Mormons, but they've actually been tracing heritage for years. They have a big place out in Utah, and they've done it for it doesn't matter what your ethnicity. They have done for the U.S. They have a huge library. That's just something I guess part of their religion, but they've done it for all peoples. Kwasi, yeah, Chicago BBW said put a video together for us to see Africa. I'm with her on that. Well, the way things are going, we all might have to go back. We might all have to be there. Look, we might have to go back with the way things is going because they got issues with us. So we was good when we were slaves. Now they want our asses to go back. And I wonder what would happen to this country if all the minorities would just get up and leave. I wonder how the pink people, now no offense to y'all Anglo who watch my channel, but how the pink people who don't like us, I'm wondering how y'all would fend out. I really do. If we just got up and we all just said the hell with it, left. I'm wondering how y'all would get along. Would y'all get out there in the fields and pick the food? Would y'all work in the fast food? Would y'all, I just really wonder. I wonder how that would work out for you. I'm just curious. Chicago BBW, you know you're wrong, but you might be telling the truth. Because when you think about it, okay? So, and this ain't what this video is about, but let's just go there while people are popping in. You think about it, and I was just having a really good talk with Magical Girl today, and you think about it, and yeah, they would because when we move, like for example, I know in Arizona, I can't speak to everywhere else, but I'm hearing it's the same other places too, right? So what happens is certain folks who are in positions of authority, who usually are people with money and usually people of Anglo descent, because they've always been in the power position, so they're just using their inherited wealth to keep themselves in the power position. And what they do is they get into a city and then they come up with these laws and ordinances and then they push us into certain areas of the town. So, like in Arizona, growing up, there was something called we have the river bottom Salt River. It's dry right now, but it's a river. It's actually a river that would have run through Arizona. We've dammed up the water, so we're damming up the water to hold the water to use it for other stuff, right? So they've dammed that water up, and there's a river bottom that runs all of Arizona, or the Phoenix area. Okay, well, it's dry right now, but I remember that they initially we call it the Black Latino Central Phoenix, South Side. Everything usually South Side is us, right? And initially that's where we lived. Okay, they were up in these beautiful areas, the pretty mountains and this gorgeous areas, and then the rain would fall, and then they'd be flooding, and they would get flooded the hell out. But where wasn't any flooding? Our area of town. Even though the water would be released from the dam, they'd have to run water. Bridges would get wiped out, would hurt unfortunately they people from getting to work, and we still had access back and forth across our South Phoenix Bridge, getting to where we need to get to. Our areas didn't get flooded. What happened years later? They done moved in. And what used to be the hood is now no longer the hood, but called a corridor. Oh, we live in the baseline corridor. And they done put up all these houses. They make them extra pricey so that you can't buy them because they don't really want us there. They want it for them. I'm just saying. So yeah, they might miss us and then they follow us right to where we at because they're like, oh, it's better over there with them. Anyway, y'all, I'm going there. Joy, what's up, mama? Hold on, I want to get to Tamika. You really inspired me, Joy. With public transit for 12 years, also Greyhound. Love transportation. Took a break, now going back to city bus. Memphis. Okay, Memphis, all right. I haven't driven Greyhound. I've ridden Greyhound, and normally when I ride Greyhound, the bus drivers know my eye looks funny. I'm known now, so I'm getting gray eyelashes. Actually, my hair thin, so even my eyelashes aren't really there. But when I do grow them, I'm getting gray eyelashes. Um, so, um, but I've ridden Greyhound, and a lot of the Greyhound bus drivers have tried to get me to come over. They told me, and I guess there's a big sign-on bonus right now for Greyhound bus drivers because just like everything in transportation, there's a shortage. Even in trains, there's a shortage. Where it used to be hard to even get on with trains or LTL, it's not that hard to get on anymore because there's such a shortage in the industry. I know I've got people putting comments on here. There's not a shortage, but there is. Hey, Erica, with the pretty name your mama gave you. I like the way she spelled that. Sometimes, and I said this in another video, Erica is one of the people I can say is rare. Hey, Trucker Felicia, what's up, baby? Um, Sometimes with black folks, we be making up stuff and it be ghetto as hell. But Erica's mama came up with something because that actually is cool. The way she did her name is cool. It's not. It's just unique, and that's okay to be unique if you got some skills like that. Mama has skills, but you got some. They be coming up with some stuff. You be like, mm. And I got a bunch of them in my family. Hey, Dustin, what's up, baby? Um, so I can give y'all an update, but let me go ahead and do what Magical Girl said earlier. Hello to everybody coming to the channel. If you like us, give us a thumbs up. Even if you don't like us, in the words of my homegirl D Boy Stance, give us a thumbs up because somebody else might. Um, please hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for reminders, and share it out so people can find out about the channel. And I'm a channel that tries to help people, and I'm just who I am. You either like it, lump it, or leave it. And that's just who I am. So I don't try to be nobody but me. Um, it's not about trying to be like any other YouTuber on here because that is not my goal. I'm gonna be me, and the older I'm getting, the more me I'm gonna be. See, Erica, that's a whole nother conversation, right? And that's we don't, sad part is, and I know it's a group of our people that don't think ahead of time, but how our names are can definitely impact us getting employment. And I was listening to, I got to get my Sirius satellite. I'm really on Sirius satellite withdrawal right now. Y'all don't even know. Um, how are I may have to turn it off temporarily. It depends on what I'm doing next. How are um, what's the word I want to use? How we are when they look at our applications, our resumes, they can discriminate based on names because they know that Kanisha is most likely somebody black. And they do it. I mean, Latinos is going to be very obvious if you have a name like Gomez or something like that. They could do it, but with black folks, and they're also going to look at it because um, what's one of the names? I'm trying to think. I got a cousin named Was it Kwani? Kwani. You already know he black. Um, what is his sister's name? Well, Kyra's okay. Kyra's a decent name. Um, but you got certain names that are very Shaniqua. Alizé. I named you after a liquor. Uh, something like that. You got to be careful because, unfortunately, and I think, and I understand they were trying to be unique and different, but there's being too different, and it unfortunately you got to have a bigger picture understanding that can impact that child getting a job later on because we are in America. We are in America. But way your mama did your name is very Erica. It's just unique, and it's. But she kept it with something that made sense. Hey MJ, what's up? Anybody else coming here? I miss anybody? But yeah, we got to be careful with it because it does impact us as far as getting a job. Where's Danielle? Did she come in here? I didn't even see Danielle come in. Danielle's in here. Micheline, did you see Danielle? I ain't seen Danielle in here. Hold on. I see Chicago. I see Chicago. I see Joy. I got Tanika. I don't see Danielle yet. Y'all must be seeing something I ain't seen. I didn't see Danielle come in. Did Danielle come in? I see MJ came in. Yep, Micheline, you just told the truth. You tell the truth, shame the devil. They skipped over those applications. Yep, tell the truth. Micheline told the truth. They do. I already look. I worked in management. I already knew what they was doing. I already knew. I already knew. And even among our own people, sometimes I ain't gonna lie, we would get them like, "Oh Lord, have mercy." We got Shaniqua coming in. We like because we already also expect with those names a certain. We expect them to be ghetto. We expect them to be ghetto because of the names. I'm just gonna say we have within our own culture, um, our own type of discriminatory process because we presume that it was some ghetto mama that named a baby Shaniqua, you know, uh, Mercedes or Alizé or whatever hell else name they named them. And so we actually even started discriminating with and not giving people a chance to find out if they were decent or not. Just because you grew up in the hood don't mean, and your mama was ghetto don't mean you ghetto. Like I told you, the little supervisor I had, I know there's some aspects of her that are still hood, but on a business side, baby girl was sharp. Oh, Brown Sugar. Oh, everybody want to update. Brown Sugar is in trucking school training with a trucking company. Yes, I did get in touch with her. Hey, Joy. Yeah, I did get in touch with her. And, 12:27. I didn't see Danielle come in here. Hold on. Let me go back. Uh, hold on, y'all. I don't see her in here, but maybe she in. I didn't see her. All right, y'all seeing something I didn't see. Well, she ain't responding, so she might be driving and listening. Um, Schneider layoffs. I'm gonna get to that because I just had a talk on that. I will. Yeah, she can't be on her phone right now while she's in training. She is actually training with a company right now that we're gonna be talking about. Um, and I'm gonna talk about that. So here's what I understand, and not getting into it because I have some other information, but I don't want to get into it. So I'm gonna go based on what I read and what I feel was the assessment I got. They're gonna have big layoffs in their offices. Um, I'm not sure of why all the layoffs in the offices, but they're gonna have big layoffs in the offices. Yeah, Brown Sugar, she's in truck school training. Um, trucking school training. So she is in trucking school training right now at a trucking company. Um, and I need to send her a message and check on her. I talked to her several weeks ago because I was like I had sent her a message in the background just saying, "Hey, baby girl, I ain't seen you. Are you okay?" If I even though we haven't, did we ever talk on the phone? I don't think I've ever physically talked to her on the phone, but I do. She's on the Facebook on the Trucker 411 and on Facebook. So I sent her a message in the background just saying, "Hey, I'm just checking on you. Are you okay?" And so she came back to me that she was in training for actually one of the companies we're going to be talking about here in a minute, and she was in her training and she can't be on the phone. And I do know that company has a strict no cell phone policy, not even hands free. They want you do not to be on your hands on your phone. Um, so she's in training, free training. Hell, do what you got to do. Um, but she's in training. So getting to Schneider, but she was doing fine. She just hadn't been able to talk. So hopefully, I'll hit her up here and check on her. Cause thank you for reminding me. Hey, Chris, what's up, homie? How's that Clem treating you? Baby, we going through. Baby, we going through, Chris. We going through. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna hang in here. I'm When I get home to Phoenix, I'm going to my place. This is somebody else sent me a company out of Portland. Actually, Magical Girl, I might be getting back in touch with you and ask you what you know about this company. It's a company in Portland, Oregon. It's a reefer company. Uh, oh, you did? You quit 2 weeks ago? Okay, well, are you at another trucking company or what you gonna be doing, dog? And I'm gonna get into something in a. Oh, you got a local driving job? Okay. I'm looking at something where I would be the company I'm looking at is in Arizona. I would be out 2 weeks, home 2 days off. If I get in, I gotta see because he also said they do their own DOT. We told me to bring my DOT physical, and then he said they do their own DOT physical. It didn't make sense to me. And he said, I guess he said mainly blood pressure and some other stuff for safety. I'm fat as a hog, so I don't know if that's something they might, you got some trucking companies I'm noticing they don't take fat people and probably due to what they feel risks are. All right. Well, congratulations, Chris. Yeah, I'm coming off of this. I'll be in Phoenix on well, I'm supposed to be. They supposed to be working on a plan for me. I'm sitting here and at my 34-hour reset is up at 4 o'clock this afternoon. After that, they're gonna have to pay me what they call layover pay because I know what that Kane will pay that if they get me a load. I sent a friendly reminder via Qualcomm in writing. I left a voicemail for my driver manager's supervisor. What's that lady's name? I forgot her name. Anyway, I left her a message, voicemail. I sent a friendly reminder in writing on here. Start heading me to Phoenix, and then I'm gonna get the truck cleaned up. I always leave a clean truck. I don't. Try never to leave a dirty truck. Actually, when I get done, they ain't gonna have to detail this truck. This truck will be clean. Matter of fact, the mattresses they could probably reuse all the mattresses up in here. Because I always put covers on the mattresses, even the student mattresses on top. If they want to reuse them, they'll probably throw them out. But if they want to reuse them, they could. Um, because I the plastic is still on the mattress that I have. Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, just get your year out the way. 6 months is actually good now with the desperation that most people are doing. And then what I'm gonna do is I need to get my hazmat back on, and I'm looking at local tanker jobs in Arizona. That's Arizona or wherever I decide to live. Because tanker, after talking to, I had a very good talk with what is her name, and I'm gonna come back to Schneider in a minute. Oh my God, I just mentioned her in the other video. I talked to her, and she's asked me to go into business with her. Cherie. Cherie. Um, I had a good talk with Cherie. She is a tanker driver. And she told me, she says, you want to make money, get out the box. You got to get out the box. The box is not going to make you money working for companies. You don't make money in the box. Get out the box. You have to go specialized. Homie, Hit me up at truckerdoll@gmail.com. I'll send you what you need to pass your hazmat. I've taken my hazmat test 2 times and never failed. 2 times, never failed. And I'm gonna go in Phoenix because I know how the test is done in Phoenix because you can skip. Child, please. I'm gonna go through them Chris questions again. I go through all. I have like a bunch of like practice exams I do. I ain't never cracked no damn book. I, know- I, I cracked the book when I was in trucking school. That was when I went through hazmat. But how I pass my test, I go through them Chris practice exams. I keep going through them until I'm getting 100% on each one of them. I have some other ones I have. I'll send you the links. Hit me up, truckerdoll@gmail.com. I I got you. Look, I even tried to help Cody. I sent Cody the information. The ninja still couldn't pass. Oh, I can't. But I'm sending it to you. You do good. Cause Nikki used my method, and Nikki, if she was on here, she'll tell you it works. She said, "Yep, I passed everything using the method you told me." And it ain't. And I'm gonna say my method, but it was given to me by the little Sudanese African dude, and that has worked for me. Shannon, I tell you what you do. I tell you how to pass your test. I'm like, okay, talk to me, homie. Talk to me. He said, you answer what you know. You skip what you think you know. You skip what you don't know. And then when it comes back around, you answer as best you can, you pass. I'm serious. And that is how I pass every last freaking test for my CDL. Yes, sirree, Bob. Don't get me wrong. I know what I listened in the classroom. We did go through a huge book. And yes, I know rules of hazmat. Yes, I know all four sides of the truck are supposed to be placarded. Yes, I know that you should keep all your information near the drivers in the driver pocket door, wherever within hands reach. Yes, I know what to do in an emergency. Yes, I know all of those things. Yes, I know safe haven. Yes, I know there's certain places we can park. Yes, 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 yes. However, when you take that test, I hate tests. You gotta hit a certain score. I think it's over 80% or 85%. And the way it works in Arizona, you take the test, you answer the questions, you skip, then it'll repeat the questions. By that time, you've answered everything you know, leaving only a few questions left that can be up and down. That gives you a higher percentage of passing. Don't get me wrong, you could possibly fail, but for the most part, you basically put yourself, it's strategic. You just basically using a strategy plus what you know. So you're going in knowing stuff to hopefully answer as many questions right. And then if you have those questions you can't remember, you still pass. Feel homie right here. I got you. Hit me up. I'll send you the links. I just sent Cody and Danielle all the links because Danielle wants to get her hazmat again too. I just sent Cody and Danielle all the links. I'll send you the same link. Chris is the best one to use, and then I have some other ones, and they're all free. Ain't cost nothing. And with the Chris one, I think Nikki said you can actually print out the questions, so then you can study it whenever you just want to. If you want to just go somewhere and you ain't got no internet, actually sit and just read it. So yeah, and one of them even tells you the reasoning behind it and the where it's at in the book and all that. Yeah, girl, I got you. Hit truckerdall@gmail.com and I will send it to you. Anybody else? You want a request for that? Just send it to me at truckerdall@gmail.com. I will forward you the links. Matter of fact, I'll try to do a notification board on here on YouTube with the links for those tests. And yeah, that way anybody want them, there you go, and practice all you want. And then you can get other ones. You get all your CDL stuff too. So for those of you who watch me who are coming in to be in trucking or going this route or coming into transport anyway, bus, passenger, it's got all of them. Any kind of CDL based test. Chris, CRST. Perfect. Anyway, what's going on? So Chris knows what I've been through. Because you just went through that with Clem. And I'm not saying Clem's a bad company because I have a friend of mine who's lease purchased with Clem who's doing okay with them. JJ who referred me here, he's doing very well with this company. Again, it's really if a company is a fit. And for me, this company is a starter company. One of the things I was trying to do with getting away from Swift, and like I said, to me, of all the starter companies I've dealt with, and I've dealt with three, I've dealt with Swift, I've dealt with Werner, and I dealt with this company. Of the three, I will still say hands down Swift is better. Swift is better. I know people talk about the Swift accidents, but you have to understand Swift is a big, they're like what, the third or something largest in the nation. They're huge. And so when they have an accident and they're going to have the frequency of accident, you're talking about a company with well over, I forgot how many thousands of trucks. in comparison to this company only has 900. That is a 900 trucking company. That's a medium company. I'm looking at a company in Arizona. They got 500 trucks. That's a small company. They'll know you by name. The guy I worked for in Lubbock, he was an extremely small company. He only had 100 trucks. Um, and so they also going to know you by name. But then, depending on how that company's run, if it's very he could actually his company would be a really good company if he put some other people in the office to deal with people. The white transportation, because he gives you excellent hands down equipment. His methodology at which he has that company running is phenomenal, extremely smart. Actually, if I ever owned a trucking company, I would actually use what I picked up just in the working for him, just kind of watching how he did stuff. Not that I was in the office, but watching how he had his setup done. Extremely smart, not too big, just enough for you to handle. And um he had he basically had contracted himself on with a grocery chain doing reefer. Your money's going to be constantly flowing. He dealt between the grocery chain and Tyson, and he only dealt really with one Tyson, maybe two. It wasn't too much to handle. It's a very smart move. Yeah, there's and that's a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people think if you jump show you're jumping companies, there is a time when I'm like this. Sometimes that's just the door you're supposed to walk into. This right here is a segue for me. I think that this actually opened the door for me to get back to Phoenix, and I think it was time for me to get back to Arizona. Yeah, FFE is the sister company of Clem, Erica. Yep, that's the sister of Clem. Hold on, yeah. Yeah, yeah, FFE and Clem. Those are they sisters. They sister companies. Um And both of them, I've heard people can make good money, especially on the lease purchase side training. But again, when you in any kind of starter company, the way you make your money is to train. Yep, they're good for that. That's kind of what this right here. Yeah. Well, you were breaking down like I was breaking down too much. I mean, I've been here 30 days, and the first problem was when I got the truck, I could tell it looked like it had been in a jackknife. That was the first problem. Um, yeah, you see, that's hard. Well, you only owe them for those couple of months, right? You don't have to pay for the whole thing. Just owe them for the last couple of months. Um, because JJ had to do the same thing. He was with US Express, and he left to come to this company, and I think he was with them 6 months, and I think he only had a remaining he should be on here. He only had a remaining 6 months left on his contract. So he just made payments to him, which actually helped his credit. So that's what he did. He made payments to US Express for their training for their trucking school. So you only owe 'em for the last 2 months. And so that's not going to be hard. Just make payment arrangements and make the payments for the last 2 months with them and call it a day. Um, but they served a purpose, and that, like I said, KLLM, I can't call them a bad company because I've heard nothing but pretty decent things about them overall. Especially, I'm gonna say for us, for minorities, I think they hired quite a few of us, and women too. I mean, because it was that diva chick, the chick in pink. That's where she kind of originated out of, and who was the other one? The Carmisha, the one who got killed, she was there. So, um, I can't really say anything bad. And like I said, I even this company, I can't say they're bad. I think that they specialize in starters and they specialize in second chances. But for somebody who's an experienced driver, I haven't, like I said, I have not taken home this low a wage since I was making 26 cents a mile with Swift in 2010. And that was when we weren't making no money. And I left and went back into corporate because I wasn't making that much money. Um, And then when I came back to Swift, I was at least taking home, I mean, I occasionally might have a $500 check. Probably at the end, I didn't have big checks because I stopped really just caring. I honestly did. I was so burnt out on the broken reefers and coming in there and getting no breaks and all the drama they had. And like I said, I know they're going through financial pains right now, but I couldn't do the reefer division anymore. Only way, any of the newer reefers were all going to their specialty divisions, Winco, Walmart, Costco. They were the raggedy stuff was the stuff they wanted us to carry across the road, and I was done. Kevin, what's up, man? Run, run and don't look back. Yeah. So when you come to a driver with 6 years accident incident free, you come to me in the classroom. You say, "Can you train for us?" The first training you give me, I understand people have done stuff and they changing their life around. He's a felon. I wasn't nervous or scared with him on the truck. I became concerned when he started talking crazy. He was trying to push buttons to start an argument, and I wasn't gonna go there. So he didn't get the argument, but he did get his face cracked when he got back up in the terminal. Thought he was gonna get back on this truck, and they said, no, she's asked to have you removed from the truck." And then when they had the recording, which I can't play for y'all, but I got a recording of this Negro talking crazy about them and to me, and you gonna give me a effing da da who you talking to? Okay, okay, time. And funny because right under my breath I said, time to get off the truck. And he, I don't know if he's talking about me. I thought he was talking about me. I'm talking about him. Time to get you off the truck. And he was like, he left the stuff on here, thought he was getting back on the child. Bye, Felicia. I had already set up for him to get exit that truck. I told him that we weren't going to be able to make the load delivery on time, and that they were going to relay the load. Child, bye. But I everything I had pre-set it up because I already know the method of the trucking company. If you got a problem student on your truck, they're going to try to get you back to a terminal to get him off the truck. So I already knew we were going to relay the load. I had already been in communication with somebody. I'm getting your ass off this truck. Hey E, what's up? You get to that point, and I be thinking like, who is this Negro talking to? I'm sorry, y'all. I do, but anyway, with the situation here, well, let me, Chris, before I go here, let me go ahead and knock out the Schneider thing because that came up first, and then I'm gonna come back to us because Chris kind of went through the same thing I'm going through here. Truck was broke down. Truck was broke down. That's affecting your money, and you get burnt out on sitting, and then they gave you another piece of crap truck. I feel you. Okay. Um, we're gonna get to that. Schneider. So the Schneider issue, y'all. Schneider is laying off, but a majority of the layoffs are going to be in their office. A lot of people know there's a driver shortage. So in the articles, they talked about laying off drivers. They're laying them off from the division they're in, at least from what I'm reading. But I have a feeling that what they're probably going to do is give them options to go to other divisions within Snyder. So basically, when you do a layoff, if there's other job opportunities, and every corporation, I don't care who it is, whether trucking or anything like that, when they lay off, if there's another job you can apply for, you're welcome to go apply for the other job and they can keep you, and then you just don't get the layoff package. And the layoff package is usually some sort of severance, a little bit of money, and you get benefits for a period of time. You know, your healthcare, so that way you can transition to another company. That's a layoff. Now, I don't know how many people are going to lose an office. It sounds like they have big layoffs happening in their offices. Don't forget, Schneider's a huge company, and we don't know the reasons why. Obviously, normally layoffs happens for financial reasons, or a company's doing what they call resizing. So they may be restructuring in order to cut costs or because of efficiency issues, or maybe that division is not producing the profits they want. So I don't know all the reasons behind the layoff. I still know that there is a huge shortage in transportation. So even if they lay those drivers off at Schneider, they ain't gonna hurt the same way that me, any of y'all, and Chris knows this right now. When you put that resume out there, all of a sudden your phone blows up because you have a CDL. In the words of Junior Honduras, he calls it, you part of the NBA, never broke again crew. So you part of the NBA, you never broke again. Granted, I'm not making the money I'm used to making, but I am making money. So you can always, like Chuck and Bill has said to me, you can always make money in this industry. It could be up and down. You might not make what you want to make, but you can always have a job. Even when the housing market and the whole banking and job market was bad, trucking was hiring. They weren't paying you crap. You making 26 cents a mile. You was maybe making $300, $500 a week, but $300, $500 a week was better than no dollars a week. I'm just saying. And like me, a lot of people lived off the truck because now you don't have to worry about a house payment, especially if you're single or a couple with no kids. You can stack those dollars, use those dollars, and when you come in, you just stay at a hotel. So, like my trucking school instructor, her and her husband were married. Y'all, this bed is horrid with that hump. Her and her husband were married, right? They didn't have kids. Her husband was a driver, she was a driver. Neither one of them have children. So what did they do? She told me, she said, for those of you who are in this classroom who are single or you're teaming and you're a couple, she said, if you are renting and you can get out of your lease, put your stuff in storage and live off the truck. It's cheaper for you to stay at a hotel than it is for you to pay rent because you're going to be gone minimum at least 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, and home only for a few days. Like right now, when I go back, my home time is set for, I was set for like a week. Okay. I was going to be gone from the 15th through the middle of the week, which is still the plan. And then I'm gonna talk to them about their truck because when I get done, I'm gonna have everything cleaned off in a bag. And if they need me to return their truck to Arkansas or wherever, I can possibly do that. And then I'm gonna get their truck returned and catch the Greyhound back to Phoenix. I There's no shame in my game. I ain't got they hurt my feelings. I'm a dude going to go my way. It is. It's like a college degree. You can always, matter of fact, I hate to say, in some cases, I know people with college degrees that can't get jobs, but it's almost as good or better than a college degree. You can always get a job. $300, $500, it ain't much money, but it's some money. You know, unlike, see, this is where I was different with Danielle when she had shared. Hold on, I actually broke my lease in my last apartment. Okay. And what you want to do, if you can get out your lease, in Arizona, there's a company that actually would help you break your lease without having any payments. You had to pay them a fee, but they helped you get out the lease. But also, you can check and see if your leasing company put a buyout clause. So, what a buyout clause is, what they might ask for is 1 month of rent. And a little extra. So let's say your rent is 800 a month, and they might say, well, to buy out of your lease now it's $1,000. Or what they may do is see if they can go ahead and lease your apartment to somebody else and take over the rest of the time. If they can lease that apartment out, then you should not be able to, you not there's at least most renter companies will not hold you responsible for that lease because they can rent that apartment out to somebody else. So if you can get that done and talk to them and tell them, hey, how I work it is I got, and I don't, God forgive me for saying this. Well, it's kind of true. I have some family issues out of state. I have some family issues out of state, and we have to leave. Um, and we're gonna unfortunately have to go there and take care of things in that state. I'm trying to figure out if there's a way for us to, end the lease now without any financial repercussions. What can we do? And then make sure you get it in writing. I'm just saying. Hmm. Or find one of those companies. Ours was in the back of the New Times, which is like a public free paper. And one of my girlfriends did that for her house. A friend of mine that's in Arizona, she had to get out of it for a house that she was in because she was buying a home, and she didn't want to pay any more rent plus moving to the new home. So she used them, and I think it ran her about $1,000 just to use them, and they got her out of the lease. They wrote everything up, had they handled everything, and got her right up out that lease. So me, I actually broke mine. I am in a chapter. So I'm going to be doing a chapter 7, so I can just put mine in a chapter 7 and write it off. And that's exactly what I'm doing because I already had other bad credit stuff. My leasing, my lease though, my rental history was used to be excellent up until this, and I was like, yeah, I'll go ahead and just because at this point I was working for Aetna. I was done. I was coming back into trucking, and my lease was $1,400 a month. $1,400 a month for something I'm not going to be in. Ain't no way in hell I was going to do that. So I came up out of that. Trucking is a family industry. I'm just saying. So they always understand that. Yes, they do. So family issues. Which is true. I mean, when you look at it, you got family issues. Your family issues, use your own family. You got issues paying in that lease, and you plan on being in another state, several other states inside the truck. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just real. You gonna be in several other states, so your family issues gonna take you to different states. You gonna make your money and resolve your family issues. I'm just saying. You feel me? Yep. You got family. You gonna be in a lot of states. Let me tell you. You gonna be in a lot of states driving this truck, and you gonna be resolving your family issues as you raking in those miles and making some money. If you get with a good company. Hey, Crystal, don't hit nothing. Don't look. I'm gonna tell you like I tell my students: drive the truck, back the truck, don't hit shit. That's our whole plan. That's look that our number one goal. Get home, and when you behind that wheel, your number one issue is pay attention. Number one, drive the truck and don't hit shit. that's, that's that's my goal. That's my top philosophy. Don't hit shit. Okay, hold on. Let me see if anybody. Erica, I feel you. Oh, I'm looking at RVs right now. Actually, I'm looking at one to live in permanently until I can get my property into a tiny home. So I'm looking at that's another option I'm going to be looking at. So the Schneider thing, I've covered that. I really think that what's going on with Schneider is that they're doing some house cleaning. And what by the article I read, I really just think it's a division that is having a problem. That's the best philosophy. It should be our philosophy. Whenever you sit in that seat, your philosophy is, Lord, please don't let me hit shiznit. So that's the philosophy. Don't let me back in and hit nothing. I have been very blessed. Knock on plastic. I've been very blessed that I ain't hit shiznit. So I I've had some close calls though. I'll be honest. I still remember almost taking out a fuel island at a Love's. I was so freaking tired. And that Love's was so freaking tight. And they were doing construction and I almost took it out. And I remember that. I almost took a fence out. I learned about trailer swing real well on close calls. I'm gonna let y'all know that now. Anyway, what's going on with these guys? I sent a message over this morning. I actually left a voicemail for I forgot that lady's name. I forgot her name. Trish. I left a voicemail for her for Trish here at the company, who is the supervisor of my driver manager. So what happened with the load the other day? It did go into. I had to get the trailer. They actually took the whole reefer unit off the trailer. So I don't know what. And it was going into Mexico, so they might not even do the testing to know that that load went up to 40, and it was supposed to be maintained at 28. I got it back down to 36. The reefer just kept cutting off. I finally let it because it had defaulted to start stop, and I just let it stay on start stop. Um, it got we they had to take the whole reefer unit off. It was a sensor, so that actually ate into my driving clock. Started driving, heading here, and I probably could have made Dallas, but a couple different things. It was a lot. Oh, y'all, hold on. I'm gonna be back. I got a load. All right, it's a shuttle load, but it's getting me to where I need to go. So right now, it's gonna get me back to Texarkana. I think it's a Tyson load. That Tyson load is gonna go to some other place in Arkansas, and then I'm gonna it'll start heading me back because they're supposed to start heading me back to Arizona. So they're probably gonna give me something out of the Arkansas area heading me out because right now I'm in Texas. And they don't have a lot coming out of here. Most of their stuff is if they're getting me back, they're probably gonna be routing me back to get to. So I'm gonna go ahead and we gonna start our little running around. I'm doing a reset. My reset doesn't complete until 4 o'clock. What time is it, by the way? I took y'all saw my big butt. I took the load. Um, it says I'm supposed to be here at 2 o'clock. I ain't gonna be there at 2 o'clock. The reason I ain't gonna be there at 2 o'clock is because I'm waiting for this. I'm waiting for these hours to come back at 4. So I'm gonna get there when I get there. I'm not even worried about it anymore. My hours come back at 4. Well, I was gonna see what time it is. Hold on. Yeah, they talking about the load. I'm supposed to pick up the load at 14:01 in Texarkana. So that already tell me they gave me a late load, and that'll get me to where I can at least it's a shuttle run. Hey, Nikki, what's up? Nikki C is in the house. We just talked about Schneider, the layoffs, and then my next moves. So actually, yeah, I'll be in Arizona. I should be back home on the 15th. I already talked to my places. I have availability to stay there through November if I decide to go back corporate or if I'm going back trucking. I've already talked to a couple of companies, and then somebody else sent me something about a company out of Portland, Oregon that I need to. I'm gonna talk to. I'll send it out to some people, and Trucker Bill's up in the Oregon area, so I'm gonna find out if he knows about this company. It's a small reefer company. I don't know anything about them, but I'm gonna look into them. So somebody sent me some information on that. And yesterday, one of y'all was here. I forgot who it was that told me you were here at Choctaw. If y'all are ever somewhere where you think I'm at, just put truckerdoll@gmail.com and shoot me a message saying, "Hey, I just saw that you said you were near this travel plaza." I don't tell a company I'm working with, because then if it's some weirdo, I might have drama. But if I'm in the vicinity and you don't know what company I'm working for, boom, I'll tell you. I'll if I might if I think you cool, I can meet you inside. So and especially over here, the Choctaw Casino is huge. So you can take the shuttle over and eat or whatever. So if I talk to you or interact, I don't have a problem. Give me the phone number. I talk to you. I think everything copacetic, cool. Like I met Monet in a public place. That's how I roll. Um, the first time I met JJ was in a public. We met publicly at a truck stop in Tennessee, and then we just buddies after that. Like one of my play sons. Um, but no, I will be exiting from them here in the next few weeks. So right now the thing is getting home, getting everything cleared off. I really do have a doctor's appointment. That is truth. Um, I do have a doctor, and Chris, I got your information. Uh, I do actually have a doctor's appointment. I have to re up all my meds because I'm like running short on several meds. My blood pressure med, one of my blood pressure meds, I'm like got enough just to get me into my doctor next week. Um, yep. And so I got just enough meds to get me into my doctor next week. So like I told him, I've got to get back home for a re up. And then after I get the truck all cleaned off, then I'm going to contact them and see how they want to proceed with getting their equipment back to them. I don't have a problem with that. I already know exactly pretty much what we're going to do. I just want to mention it on here, but I already know how it's going to get back to them. So I'm not worried about it. It won't be abandoned. I'm never, that's not my thing. Unless I've only had one company where they tried to put in a ban. Well, they did. And then I had to fight it because by DOT standards, if equipment is not repaired and unsafe to move, you're not to move that truck. And if the company refuses to fix it, it's on them. It has never stopped me from getting a job because I have pictures of what was going on with that truck, and they refused to move it. So V Griffith, that company is the company that you are possibly looking at going to. So if you watch this video, you really need to talk to me before you go to them. You need to talk to me before you go to that company. I'm just saying. And you might even want to talk to Heidi Hart before you go to that company. Because when I had a private conversation with Heidi Hart behind the scenes, and what I experienced, I wasn't sure if it was just me. Others experienced that coming from, because when Conway went CFI, a lot of drivers and some of them went to that particular company. So V Griffith, please contact me. I sent you an email. So please get me your phone number and we will talk and I will tell you everything I know about that company. And then I will also tell you to contact Heidi Hart and let her school you on that company as well. They may have changed. I don't know. The father was in control of it when I worked for it. The son is now in control of it. And I will say that they are a relative of another major starter company that does not have a good reputation at all. And a lot of the people that they brought to that company came from that starter company. That should tell you all you need to know. But get in touch with your girl. I will tell you. But they actually put an abandonment, and I actually was on my DAC. I'll be honest, and I have never had a problem getting a job because I have photos, I have pictures of the Qualcomm messages. They told me to leave the truck. They said, "Get off our truck. We're gonna put something bad on your record, and we're sending somebody to get our truck." That's what I did. I told you I was not gonna move the truck till you fixed it. You made another decision. That's on you. And then they were gonna try to send me to get a load in California. Child, let me see if I can bend over and touch my toes as fat as I am, and I wasn't that fat back then. I was half this size, and crack my butt cheeks open and let California DOT give me ream me with a barbed wire condom because that's what I'm about to do with what y'all got going on with this truck, and you trying to send me back into California, and we got stuff oozing out the front of the damn truck, so much so that I'm going down the road. Da 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 company, you got blank crap coming out the front of your damn truck, dog. All on the CB. All on the CB. Other truckers seeing this stuff oozing out my truck. Oh, we need to get you back to Utah and fix it. Nick, Ninja next. Crazy as hell. Folks crazy. Hey Rochelle, what's up, baby? Who else is in here? Folks crazy. And Chrissy, I got your email. I will send it to you. No, I doubt they have. They've gotten bigger because when I was in Utah, I saw their terminal. Terminal's huge. They've gotten bigger, and I mean, you get a lot of amenities with their truck. Their trucks are nice, just like the dude in Lubbock. But if you run into something that they not gonna do, and they may actually now fix over the road because I think they were smaller when I worked for them, so they may be able to manage fixing stuff over the road financially. But financially, they were a much smaller company, and they were harder to get into. Um, and they were really nice. Like Danielle said, "Oh, they gave me a big bear hug." I had them give me a big bear hug when I walked in there at that company too. And at the same time, they turned around and told me, "Get my shiznit off the truck. They weren't gonna fix it over the road." Me and my dog sweating to death. You got stuff green, and it had to do with the air conditioning unit and the cooling system. And you got the, and I'm like, "Hey, it's not healthy for me to be in this. Tell me to open all the windows." What? I'm supposed to sleep with the front windows? Are you crazy? Open the windows. In Utah, it could be snowing. In Arizona and California, inside of a cab, let it be 80 to 100 degrees. Y'all guys tell me what's going to be inside that cab. You're looking at easily 150, 200 degrees inside that cab. It gets hot as hell quick inside these cabs with no AC. My dog just, I mean, it was horrible. And we got everything, cleaned it up. I got pictures when you got out that when I got out that truck, you would thought the truck was a brand new truck. I wipe everything down. Like when I leave this truck, I'll vacuum. I have a vacuum. I'll vacuum it. I'll have all the rugs. I'll wipe everything down. Um, I try to clean. I don't leave any smudges. Everything is cleaned up. I even go through the floor and do a bleach. I have a bleach spray that I get from Walmart for like $99, 99 cents. Spray it down. Get down there, wipe that up with some paper towel. I mean, this truck is literally clean. Vacuum the seats, vacuum the bed. Um, I try to organize whatever's underneath the bunk that I had. If I had to get everything out that I had from down there, I don't necessarily always vacuum underneath the bunk, but when I get everything out, I put everything. Try to put it because to me it's the next driver. I can't help it that things didn't work out with me in the company, but I'm not going to crap on the next driver. I'm not. Um, trying to think what else. But yeah, so I'm making my sis. So they looks like they have a load for me. As soon as my hours are back, I'll head out of here. It's 2 o'clock. I'll probably head out of here. I'll pre-trip right when my hours come back. Let me look at my summary. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, my hours should be back here at about. They'll be back here shortly. They'll be back here about 4 o'clock. Hey, Cherie, I was just talking. I talked about you earlier. Yeah, my hours will be back here about 4 o'clock. But yeah, y'all be praying for me. And I'll make some decisions once I get there. I haven't filled out that application yet for the other company. I'll be doing that here shortly. Probably sometime later on my break today, or once I get off of here, I might. Because all it is an Intelli app, and I'll have that one, and then I'll check this company out in Oregon, and then what I'm probably going to do, because I'll have one last check coming from these guys. Y'all have one last check coming from these guys, and then yeah, because whatever I roll with today will close out, and then so I'm okay with the little shuttle for now because that'll go on this check Sunday because everything I'm doing today, Friday, Saturday, because it's only a 300 altogether. It's 300 some miles. Again, ain't no money in it. It's 300 miles. I'll go ahead and do that. It'll add on to that little 400 miles they took off of me. Because I got it wasn't 1,000, just around 1,200 miles right now. And then I'll get this little 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, about 1,600 miles. And that's gonna probably be this week because I doubt I'm gonna get anything else of any value on Sunday. And then if they can run me, and then Kane should be in, and I'm gonna send him a long detail of everything that took place. But like I said, the only thing I'm gonna miss from this company is he's probably been, of every company I've ever worked for, one of the best driver managers I've had. The guy is good. He's somebody that back when I was in business, I would respect working for him and or him being a supervisor that reported to me. He's phenomenal. He's very thorough. I got that right, and very professional. I don't know that he's even from, if he's from Arkansas, I'm gonna be shocked. And I kind of get military. I'm gonna be really shocked because his personality sounds more West Coast, East Coast, and how he handles business very West Coast, East Coast. He's very, very thorough. That's what I like. Um, but yeah, so I haven't even packed anything up yet. I called Joe today. My place sis is like, sis, you can stay here till November. She always says, gives a deadline to get your basically get yourself together, but that's a long period of time. You ain't got to pay no rent. You ain't got to pay no rent. You can't use my washer because she lets everybody use her washer, and her washer went out on her because her family would come and use her washer. And I said, I ain't even worried about it. Personally, I actually, yes, it's convenient to use a washer, but you got to wait on everybody in the house because her two kids live there too, or her adult kids. So it's three people. I would rather go take my stuff to the laundromat. I'm a get it done kind of person now. Get the shiznit done. And while I'm getting it done, there is a Mexican bar and grill next door. And Joe's like, girl, I'll come get you because I don't have a car in Arizona. I'll come get you. We'll take it over there and we'll go do some ceviche and drinks. Child, please. I'm like, sis, you don't have to worry about it. I don't need to use your washer. We're okay. And then I need to get to my storage unit, my trucker storage unit. I really need to get in there and spend like some time in there. So I'm gonna have to see if Nikki or Joe's available and probably get a. I'm tell Joe I need a couple hours, and we're gonna get in there and rip that storage unit apart because I got some stuff I need to take out and put in. So and I need to, there's some stuff I'm looking for too. So um, go in there with some boxes and reorganize it a little bit because I think if we just reorganize it, I can get everything in there. Um, but yeah, I'll be in Vivian's and I need to go to laundry because I'm gonna have to wash my bedding because all my pillows and I can take my bedding because she has a twin bed in the room and I can use that. So yeah, I'll be back, y'all, and you guys, when I get back, you should be able to meet Monet because Monet's moving to Arizona. You'll and I can interview Monet again. And then I'm also going to be doing a lot of interviews with Nikki. We'll probably break that up. I'll have some on this channel, some I'll do on the Trucker 411 channel, some on the Facebook page. But whatever, excuse me, whatever's done, probably, and I might just put them on all of them. Um, Nikki is, man, we'll do a live with her, and we'll actually probably do a couple of lives with her as I can fit it in. Cause, and I'm talking about Nikki J, not Nikki C. Nikki C, that's no ill will to you, but Nikki J is the one who's in Phoenix. Hey, Shay. Um, Nikki J is that baby. When you hear, and especially as a African American female and a young woman, that baby is bad. I am so impressed with her. I just, when I see her, I'm be like a mama. I'm gonna just want to give her, I'm gonna give her a big hug. Like, hi, baby. Like, see your child that you ain't seen for 5 years. Oh my God. I love that baby. I can't even explain it. I talk to her and she gives me joy. When she's having a bad day, we both had a bad day. She called me the same day that they took my miles. She was having some crazy shiznit happening with the company she was with, and I'm having shiznit with this company. And she said, and it was funny, we were on the same page. She says, I love driving, but I'm so sick of the trucking game. She said, but this is the only skill I have. And so then my mama mode code comes in. I was like, no, it ain't. You can always go back to school and get a second skill. Now she has some things that have happened in her life, some choices she made in her early youth that could impact maybe some career choices. But there's things that she can do that I know she can do even with those mistakes in her youth. That's what I'm gonna say. And we're gonna talk because I really believe there are other options available to her if she wants to come out of trucking. Um, because she's tired of the game. I get it. I get it. This is being in this is hard. The game out here, and we call it a game for a reason. Is because that's what it feels like. It feels like you're in a game with people tossing balls as to which direction your life is gonna go. and it's sickening, it's depressing, it's sad, and they're not realizing they're playing with your life and your livelihood. Okay, somebody sent something on YouTube. I think my homie is doing a video. One of my homies is doing a video. Um, but yeah, they're messing with your livelihood. And Cherie, thank you, because Cherie and I talked, and Cherie said money is made getting out the box, meaning getting out of dry band boxes, even reefer boxes. Get out the box. Reefer pays usually more money than dry van, but you need to get into specialized freight, and she's right on the money. Tanker, if you do box, you're gonna have to do some sort of specialty box. Flatbed, you're gonna have to go specialty flatbed to start really making the big money. The step deck, heavy haul, that's where you want to make your money at. If you're gonna stay van, you're gonna go have to do expedited or hazmat. You're gonna have to do hazardous materials, or explosives, something of that nature, similar to what they do. What's the name? Tri-State, TriStar, the ones who do the government stuff. You're gonna have to go that route in order to make money. The people that work for Tri-State, big money. You have to go through a DoD background check though. Right. Cherie just hit it. You have to get outside of the box. And when she's saying the box, we're talking about the trailer. You got to get outside, and so you got to think outside of what's the norms. It's kind of like the saying, think outside the box. It means get out of the box. You got to take your mind and your skill set to something else. And so you're going to make more. Granted, there's greater risk. You're going to have greater risk with tanker. Tanker has greater risk. It has greater risk of rollover. Bill was trying to get me to go to LTL, which is doubles and triples, once I was in better physical shape. uh, because with that, you can hook up the you when you do LTL, you're doing doubles and triples. The problem with LTL, if that back box goes, you go. And I had a cousin who rolled in triples and doubles. Shay, I feel you. When we talk to Nikki, Nikki's going to talk because Nikki had her own authority for a while. She relinquished her own authority. We're going to talk to her about the good, the bad, and ugly. She did everything from lease purchase all the way up to doing a lease, taking her truck from a leasing company or from one of the major carriers on her own, brokering her own freight or working with brokers for her freight. Uh, she went through. And like me and her, she said, but there was a point it came to, and she had me laughing. She said, it was time for me to tap out. I was like, and don't get me wrong, I believe that there are people in the industry that could do exactly what she did. Hey, King, what's up, baby? King, that's my baby. Um, they they came into the industry. And I haven't met King, y'all, but he just, I don't know. I just feel like another son. I feel like it's one of my other children. Um, but they come into the industry, they get on, and they just have, I'm gonna say, just the best luck of the draw. They bring the hand comes in, and boom, they straight. Um, I'm hanging in here, King. I'm gonna be real good once I get back to Phoenix, Arizona. I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna do a video with me having a cocktail. Yes, I am. I don't know which cocktail I'm gonna have. It's gonna be a margarita, a Bloody Mary, a black velvet, maybe all three. And I'm gonna get me some seafood. I'm just saying. I'm seeing crab legs in my future. I am. Crab legs are in my future. I'm either going to Hot and Juicy or Angry Crab Shack, and I'm gonna get the bag and boil, and I'm gonna have crab legs in there, and I'm gonna get some mussels. I'm gonna have a bag of mussels, and I'm gonna have the crab legs with the sausage and the corn. I don't get the potato that much anymore. I'll have pictures for y'all. I will. Matter of fact, we might film it because I believe I'm taking a little ninja called Nikki J with us. Because Nikki J is supposed to bless me with something. And when she does bless me with it, I'm going to bless her with a meal. That much I'm going to get her. I might not be able to buy every meal, but I'm going to buy a meal. I was going to get her all her meals when we hooked up, but that ain't going to happen now because my money's got to stretch until I get on my next move, my next truck. Yeah, we got a place. Y'all want to look it up? It's called, we have two of them. One's called Angry Crab Shack, and the other one's called Hot and Juicy. You can pull them up on Yelp, and you get to see what they do. They do like the bag and boils, so the bags, and they take the crab legs and put them in there, and then they put a seasoning on them, or sauce, and then they have like in the bag, they have you can put your corn in there. You can choose corn, potato, sausage. I usually do corn and sausage. Joe does corn, and sausage because he loves corn. Um, and then I also get either the mussels. I like their what's it, blue mussels. There's one of the mussels that's kind of big. I like those. Or I do the shrimp. So it just depends on what they got going on. And we usually go to Hot and Juicy in Tempe. So we'll see. And then I got to find out what Nikki J's schedule is. And then Nikki J lives right up the street from my place. Is somewhere in that vicinity. She's right in the same area because we've talked, and she's right in the same area because where she said she used to park her truck. I'm like, dude, that's where my trucking school. We used to go down that road down there, and I said I used to park my bobtail there occasionally when I would go over to see Vivian and Vicky. Y'all remember if y'all go back and see the Christmas video where I was doing the sweating and cooking in the kitchen and making the potato hash and stuff, the sweet potato hash. Ooh, that sounds good too. Oh, I get to cook. I get to cook. I like cooking at Vivian's. See, Grumpy, if he wasn't such a dick and he wasn't an a-hole, I love cooking. But because you expect a ninja to cook, because you too sorry to do it yourself, at Vivian and Vicky's, they like, oh, Shannon, you gonna cook something? What you gonna cook? What you gonna cook? And Vicky is now a vegetarian, but she know I'll get in there and I'll cook up a vegan meal in a minute. I'll cook up a vegetarian while you're bullying. Because like I said, I like food. It doesn't always have to have meat. Matter of fact, I'm finding more and more meat is real heavy to me. And so it doesn't always have to have meat. So like certain meats, every so often, but I'm starting to find that meat and me are not we're starting not to be friends. It's just like when I eat something heavy, it's like a brick. I got a burger in here right now and he's sitting in the bag. It's gonna be cold. And I then when I was walking out, I saw they had a chicken salad sandwich. Well, the chicken salad sandwich is gonna be a better fit. So I'm probably gonna do chicken salad sandwich. So I said had that and I had a burger for later. It'll be cold, but it's okay. I'll put some mustard on it and call it a day. Um, but yeah, and I gotta get up here in a minute and I ain't even looked at this reefer. I don't know if this reefer is clean or not. I ain't even looked back in it. I don't even think I'm really worried about it. I think I'm gonna drive it to a wash because they got me going between here and Texarkana. There's plenty of washes in between here and Texarkana. I'm gonna end up at a wash in Texarkana, get it washed out because the wash that's right over from the terminal, they 24 hours, 7 days a week. I'm gonna get it washed out and we'll call it a day. But yeah, no, we getting ready to end our time here with them. And like I said, I don't think bad. I think they just and it's the parent company. I already knew the parent company I wasn't a fan of. I had been some people had invited me when I was coming back in the truck and to come to that parent company, and when they told me that that company would charge you if you went over your idle, they take it out your paycheck. I was like, shut the front door. I wish a ninja would. I gotta go. And there's some things that I see happening too. Like I've seen the trucks for this company. They bought two companies, and the other company's logo is now underneath the design for this truck. And I'm like, I feel that their merger is getting ready to become very blended. And when the girl told me about the pervy guy and that he had gotten that thing where his driver manager uh, had moved over to the parent company and that he was being transitioned immediately over, I'm like, oh no, some stuff is about to happen. And so since that's about to happen, peace. I gotta go. And so I figured maybe God, because I was gonna try to stick with him at least 6 months to a year, but I think God is saying shiznit or get off the pot, and right now it's time for you to get off the pot. And I don't know, it just works out for me. Like even when I worked at one of the banks I was at, and they got a major lawsuit, I told my dad that was gonna happen. I said, when I left, he's like, well, they gonna probably want to move you. Yes, I'm sure they are, but I don't want to be nowhere near any of that because you can best believe anybody working under that division was being fully investigated. And banking now with the new laws after the whole crash, they can now sue individual employees. They can come after you as a personal employee at the bank. So yeah. Okay, Netflix is telling me there's a new show or something on Netflix called Wu Assassins. Personally, that I might like. It just gave me an alert. But anyway, y'all, I ain't gonna be on here too much longer. Let's see what's going on. Going back to edit this video. I'll be back later if you still alive. King baby, I'm getting ready to get my butt off here. Yeah, I'm gonna get off here, guys, because I'm gonna get ready for this run. I'll leave out of here about 4. And I don't it's already an hour. But y'all be safe. I'll let y'all know more as it goes along. Um And then V Griffith, if you do watch this later, I did respond to your email. Please hit me up before you accept with that company. They may be a different company now, and you might have a different experience. So I can't tell you not to go. I'm just going to share with you my experience, and then you can make your decision from there. And as I said, if you want, you can talk to Miss Heidi Hart, and she might be able to share some of the drivers she knew from CFI or formerly Conway who went over there and their experiences. And then you can make your judgment. You can make your judgment call. Choctaw say, I ain't lie, I told y'all where I was at. You can make your decision call where it's for you. I don't know. They could be a very different company. The son took over from the time I was there. When I was there, the father was running it. The son took over, but I'm gonna tell you who they related to, and I'm gonna tell you where most of the people come from who are in the heads of that company right now. And when I tell you where they come from, then you can make your decision from there. I'm just saying. But don't forget, there are several major companies that are all relatives. And I can go through that history too, because I found that history out by working for that particular company you're looking at. Anyway, y'all, two and two, be praying for me. I'll let y'all know once I get to Arizona. Y'all see Vicky, Vivian, the dogs, Joshua. Me and Nikki gonna be doing our interview. I'll probably be hooking up with Monet because Monet will be moving there. She moving there next week. I'm also gonna be looking at Monet's company. They are a lease purchase company, but I wasn't going to look at them right away. And she said that they have something running from Phoenix to California. It is lease purchase. I don't know what it pays. I'll have to talk to her because that is another option. So when you have trucking, it is truly an MBA, never broke again. Um, Thank you, Junior Honduras, for that. He's the one that came up with that. I said, "What's MBA, Junior?" He said, "Never broke again," and it's true. You might not make the money you want to make, but I'm gonna say in the words of Chuckle Bill, you will make some money. Have I made money here? Yes, but I ain't made the kind of money I know that I can make. And to Cherie, thank you because I am going to be looking at the tanker thing. Nikki actually is going through tanker training right now for pneumatic trainer or tankers. She's going to be doing pneumatic tankers at construction sites is what she's being trained for right now. I don't know that that's the route I want to take. I actually in trucking school wanted to do fuel tanker. I did. And then later on, Trucker Bill kind of talked me out of it. But, if you're gonna go out, if you're gonna die, you don't know how you're gonna go. Am I gonna go with a tanker blowing up? Maybe. I mean, I don't want to go with a tanker blowing up. I don't want to be on fire. No, I don't. But, if we live our life fearful of stepping out, that's a problem. um I can't, you can't live life like that because honestly life is here today and gone tomorrow. It's like, it's honestly, in the words of, what's that dang movie called, oh, and I love it, he said it's like life is like smoke in a keyhole. Jack Nicholson and what's my boy, Morgan Freeman, and they played these two old guys who were dying of major diseases, cancer and something else. And basically, he said life is like smoke in a keyhole. It's here and then it's gone the next. Bible says virtually the same thing. It's just quick. So whatever you doing here, make it purposeful and don't be fearful. I mean, there's some stuff people do that's just crazy as hell, but don't be fearful. Just don't step out, and I'm a big one. Trust God and let Him do the rest. If it ain't the direction you're supposed to be, you can best believe you'll get the signs that it's time to go. It's like here to me, I've got the signs. It's not any ill will. I've got the signs. It's time to go. So God bless them. God bless them. And it is what it is. Anyway, y'all, two and two. Be blessed. Peace.